This is LindaTaylor. She has been a successful high-fashion model for the past 12 years and has modeled all over the world. She is now in Los Angeles and making the endless rounds in hopes of continuing and furthering her career. The competition for attention in this city is like none other, and she has not received the quality of bookings that she was hoping for. So she asked for my professional advice as to what she might do to increase her chances of success. Over the years, I have done dozens of consultations with actors, writers, musicians, models, CEOs, and others seeking ways to advance their agenda. Linda is also a philanthropist and humanitarian who has involved herself in groups and causes which I work with. It was therefore particularly important for me to see her achieve the success she deserves in modeling so she can continue to devote her resources to perhaps more important matters. After studying the images in her portfolio, I felt I was in a position to pass along some advice. Although both of us were aware that the camera was rolling, this exchange is an accurate, abbreviated version of what an actual media consultation is like. If you are pursuing a career in modeling, or just curious, you might find this consultation useful in some unidentified way. Linda, when we last met, you told me a lot about your life and a lot about your experiences and how you began to model and the road that you took to become, a very successful high-fashion model. And you explained that you're now in Los Angeles with very good representation. And you basically, if I recall correctly, wanted my advice and my suggestions as to what you might do to make your modeling career a little bit more successful and intense, considering the thousands and thousands of models in Los Angeles.
I don't know if model is what defines me. So I wasn't going to go for modeling too long anyway. And so I guess we're here for, as in respect to modeling, that's where I'm coming from for the past 12 years. That's what I've been doing. But as to regards to my future, I would like to consider a larger perspective from this standpoint as a model. But what about next? I would like to take what I have here and explore the next day as in a larger picture, but not as a model still. Take it to the next level with using what we have here, the knowledge we accumulated all those 12 years, as a traveling and experience as a model, of course, and the insight, the philosophy that I gain in between. As you know, I'm a philanthropist, and as you know, I'm a humanitarian. So in my core, in my heart, are children, good causes, love, to just do good. And so taking this, but what do we do with this?
You just said two really intriguing things. You said, taking this, what do we do with it? And a few moments ago you said that you do modeling, but modeling doesn't define you.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me what defines you.
I start my day with a gratitude, just by being
With gratitude.
With gratitude.
Yes.
By being compassionate, by being a compassionate person every day. Therefore, I don't know what I have not think of that term. What defines me? Just like you and everybody else, we try our best and just to be a good person. Just every day I ask my good friend Agapi, I just want to be a better person. I'm like, how did I love you today? How much good I have done today? So I guess I don't know what defines me, if compassion or love or being a good person defines me, or just simple human being Linda.
It's a lot of stuff. Today, for right now,
Mm-hmm.
for this moment, for this consultation, what defines you,
Mm-hmm.
for our purposes,
Mm-hmm.
is this.
Yeah,
It's this incredible body of work.
it's true. It's been 12 years.
It's been 12 years. I have looked through the catalog.
Yeah.
I have studied your work.
Mm.
I've looked at the images on the internet. I've looked at hundreds of images of you. And I have some suggestions.
Mm-hmm.
Are you open to them?
Oh, I'm so excited.
It's always good when people are open to suggestions.
That's why we're here.
You're in Los Angeles.
Yep.
Okay. There are 5,000 models out there.
Mm-hmm.
For the most part, in Los Angeles, California, they tend to be, and at the risk of stereotyping them, they tend to be blonde-haired ladies with blue eyes. They tend to have very deep California suntans, either real or imagined. They tend to be very toned and very, very fit and athletic looking, and they tend to be kind of young with big white teeth.
I got it. Well, shall we walk? Are we done?
No, we've just begun.
Right, I know.
So my first piece of advice to you is, if you compete in that pool, you fail. Because there are too many other fish in that pool. The key I found, especially in Los Angeles in the arts, is not to be like everyone else, but to be different and to be specific.
True.
So there must have been a moment when Lady Gaga said to herself, there's nobody else doing what I'm doing.
True.
So if I walk to the head of the line, I will lead the parade. And she does. In the modeling world, my opinion, my professional advice to you is that the way that you would walk to the head of the line and lead the parade is to defy convention. You are a young, contemporary, sophisticated, hip, Eastern European, high fashion model, etc., etc., etc. We all know what that means.
Yeah.
When I looked at your images and when I met you, I thought of you as being a being from an earlier time, an earlier period. And my thinking went back to one of my favorite photographers in the world, a fellow named Harel.
Of course.
And I looked at some of these images,
Yeah.
just kind of look through
Yeah.
them. I looked through some of these old black and white Harel images, high contrast,
Yeah.
black and white, simple, unadorned,
Yeah.
and I saw you. And I
Thank
saw
you.
your image.
Thank you. I grew up not knowing what a model was, but acknowledging the beauty that was surrounding me. Therefore, I was in love with old times movies, the 30s, 40s, and the 50s.
You were?
Yeah.
When you were a little girl,
Oh,
you were
yeah.
watching
Oh, yeah.
30s and 40s movies? Mm-hmm.
So I was just not knowing what modeling was. I never opened a Vogue in my life until probably I was 20. And
You never opened an
Vogue
issue
magazine.
of Vogue magazine before you were 20 years old.
yeah. I know. Well, speaking of Transylvania, not LA and Hollywood.
Well, I assume that they sell Vogue in Romania.
They might. I was not interested. I was not interested in modeling. I was studying physics. All I knew was math and physics. But as I said, I was admiring the beauty around me. So all kinds of strong women, mostly, such as my favorite was Katharine Hepburn, strong personality but beautiful. Nowadays is Hillary Clinton. I look up at her as one of the goddesses there is. And so as I say, beauty comes together inside and out. How you stand yourself, how you pronounce yourself in the world, and what you're doing, of course. How you walk the talk. Therefore, this beauty, the Hurrell, I'm so with you on the page, because we were speaking about, something I love it.
It began
Yeah.
for me, I think,
Yeah.
this style of photography
Yeah.
with Hurrell.
Yeah.
It went to what was referred to as the noir style,
Yeah.
the film noir style. It went on to people like Robert Mapplethorpe. You can see where Mapplethorpe drew from Hurrell. It went on to people like Greg Gorman.
Great picture.
Look at this photo of Iman.
Yeah.
And
well, I did a catwalk with Iman 5 years ago.
You did?
For Gianfranco Ferre, for Elton John's AIDS Foundation.
I did
We
not.
raised
I
money
did not
for
know that.
his organization. Me, Iman, and Alec Wegg, and all the top models.
Good for you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Do you notice, and also I would include Herb Ritz, who I believe was Madonna's favorite photographer,
Yeah.
who was also an extension.
So loving that. Gorgeous.
But one can see where all this comes from, right?
Yes.
You know? And I believe that the nest was Hurrell.
Yeah.
And I believe that what makes these images alive is their simplicity as opposed to their complication.
True.
I want to see you photographed that way,
Love to.
that way.
Yeah.
I think that you could do all the stuff that all the other models can do.
Yeah.
But I don't think
Yeah.
all the other models can do this stuff. And that's the difference.
True.
So, I have a stylist, and I asked the stylist to suggest some dresses, some outfits that might work for you. I know that you were friends with Douglas Kirkland.
My favorite.
In my opinion, Douglas Kirkland may be the greatest living photographer
He's a legend.
today.
Yes.
For our purposes, a photo shoot between you and Douglas Kirkland. I'm only looking for 1 or 2 images.
Yeah.
I mean, I know he's, very, very much in demand and very busy. If we could get 1 or 2 amazing images of you in the, well, I'm not going to even say the Hurrell tradition, but in the Douglas Kirkland tradition.
Yeah.
And if we were to take those pictures and put them in
Yeah.
this book,
Yeah. Total difference.
and if we got those pictures to the right media outlets,
True.
I think you would own that part of the market. That's my belief. I'd like us to look at a couple of outfits, just
Sure.
a couple of dresses.
Yep.
I want your opinion, of course, because it's all about you. And if we are in agreement, and if Mr. Kirkland will be kind enough to shoot a few images of you, I think the sky's the limit.
Yeah.
Would you like to look at some dresses?
Yeah. I'd love to.
Follow me.
Yes.
Let me help you.
Sounds good. Thank you.
This way. Now, I think this guy is great.
Wow.
I think he's great,
it.
and I think that these dresses would really and truly speak to the kind of shoot that I had in mind.
It's so beautiful. Oh, wow. Gorgeous. Wow. This color. Can you imagine just long enough?
Of course, of course. Just take one off of the rack and tell me.
Look at this. I think I love that. Is that the Harel look? With
This is what I would
Yes.
call kind of a cross between pink and peach. And I think it would be sensational on you.
Yeah.
And because of this train effect, to me, this is just pure Harel.
yeah.
Do you like that one?
I love this.
Pick another
Oh,
one.
yeah. Is this one also?
This one,
Wow.
this would be the two-piece look.
Okay.
Here would be the look.
Yeah. So would be as a corset inside, right? As a tight.
Correct.
And then, yeah. Wow. Wow. Look at this. Oh, wow. This
What
is
do you think?
amazing.
Alan del Rosario.
Alan del Rosario.
Yes. Would these two be your
Yes, I will
favorite
love to.
selections?
They are.
They are?
They totally are, yeah.
Well,
For
I
the
would,
Harel,
I would
yes.
like to see you in both dresses.
I want to try it, yeah.
How long will it take you to?
2 seconds.
Of course, you're a
Yes.
model. Take your time.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Just stand there for a second, okay? You turn around. Gorgeous. I mean, just absolutely, absolutely gorgeous. That's it. I mean, that's Harel. That's the look. That's the look, and that's the dress. Please let me see the other, okay? Fantastic. Fantastic. That's the winner. That's the keeper. Let me look at that dress. Let me look at that dress. That dress was made for you. Now, of course, I'll want this to be up a little, and I think it should be pinned. When one has a 24-inch waist, one shows it, right? But, I mean, that's the look.
Gorgeous.
Please, go see Douglas Kirkland.
Yes.
Go see Douglas. You're home. You're home. I can't wait to see these images, Linda.
Thank you so much.
You're done.